I was out sharing in the park and I asked a funny question. What is the difference between a dog and a cat? And are you like a dog or are you like a cat? Let me illustrate that. We had a really nice dog. As soon as the dog would see us, he'd jump up and down and he'd wag his tail and he was all happy. Then one day we heard something at the door and it was this, meow. And so we heard the little meow at the door, and so we go and we open the door, and it's a little kitten. And my daughter says, "Oh, look, it's a beautiful little kitten. Can I have it, Daddy?" And I said, "No, no way. You know how cats are. Get it out of here." So we shut the door. The next day, the little kitty is at the door, almost knocking. Meow. And we opened the door and I said, "No way, you're not coming in." Well, that little cat, every day he came up, and finally I let the kitty cat come in. And so the little kitty cat comes running in. As time goes by, we give it some food. And then one day I saw the kitty cat and he was sitting somewhere that I sit. He was sitting in my chair. So I go over to him and I kneel down and I moved the kitty cat over and I said, "This is my chair." Well, the next day I come back and the kitty cat, where do you think he is? He is in my chair. So I go to move him over, and do you know what he did? He goes, "Yeah!" And he tries to scratch me. And I said, "Oh man," I grabbed the cat and I threw him out the door. I said, "I am the master of this house. You cannot sit in my chair." That sounds like a little funny story, but what actually happens is sometimes we as Christians can be like those cats and like the dog. The dog knows who the master is. And the kitty cat says, "I'm the master." The dog says, "You love me, you feed me, you are God." But the kitty cat says, "You love me, you feed me, I'm God." And that is the difference. So here's the way to distinguish. Are you like a dog or like a cat? Are you serving your own purpose or are you serving God's purpose? And this is really easily illustrated when we talk about the salvation prayer. And we will go up and we will try to join God's mission and we'll say, "I am a sinner, I need God. You save me." And that's all we say. But the dog Christian said, "You saved me for my sins. You died on the cross. You raised again from the dead. You are God, and I am here to give you glory." And so that's the difference. We take our Bible, we read the Bible, and we look for ourselves. You know, in the first 2 chapters of the Bible, many people don't want to read it because it's only talking about God. But in the 3rd chapter, man enters and the problem of sin enters, and people get interested because then it is talking about people. But if you look for God, if you look for Him, His character in the Bible, then that is going to be a lot better than just looking for yourself. I'm not saying you can't do that, look for your needs, but look to God first. The same as prayer. When you pray, most Christians say, "Oh, God, bless me, feed me, love me. I'm blessed. I need to be blessed. Here is what I want." And many Christians will say that, but the dog Christian will say, "God, I love you. You're number one. I serve you. You are the reason I am here to give you glory." And so it doesn't just stop with what we need. It goes on from there. I want to invite you to think about this and to be different. And I'm going to give you one more illustration here. When we go out to share as ambassadors of Christ, we go out because we have that new identity as an ambassador of Christ. We share the love of Jesus. We don't share just a one-time experience, because many times if we just say, "God will forgive you and you can go to heaven if you'll say this prayer." But what if we go with what it says in 2 Corinthians 5, that we're ambassadors for Christ and we want to make new creations? It's not just a one-time event, it's a full life event. God is here. God wants to reconcile all people to Himself, and He invites you to be the vessel to do that. He's inviting you to make Him Lord of your life, to serve Him first, and our life is not about ourselves. We're not like cats. We're like dogs who serve our master. God bless you.